Evening all, welcome to episode 53, 54, who knows. Using your Kubos, having a bit of fun. This is a crazy game, see if you can guess who wins, usual stuff. Quite like the Kubos, look at that. Double barrel bloody plasma cannon. Who could ask for any more? Maybe, I don't know, a dildo launching mass driver. That would be funny as balls. Anyway, that little bit of word cloud in the top left corner is is a bit of a troll. Well, it's not really. It's actually an interesting breakdown. Usually word clouds are used when you want to analyze a statement, and I'll tell you why this is important. So when a company gives a financial report, for example, or a statement before the stock market, people do these kind of things. I'll actually put that into this to figure out what the big drivers of that are. And all it is, it's the amount of times the word is used, its prominence, and then obviously words linked to it. So I did this, and I swear to God, I didn't engineer this. You automatically create them, and it just created Will Dust part Eve game. And I just thought, ooh, that's a bit interesting, because obviously it's going to part the Eve game. Sad face. So there we go. I thought it'd be an interesting. I don't know why I did it. I think it was just a bit of fun. So there we go. Game's pretty good at the moment. I don't know if you're playing. Most of you aren't. I don't know why I'm persevering with that thing of how's the game going for you, brah? Because most of you actually aren't playing. But it's your prerogative. It's your prerogative. Been checking out some other games. A lot of people have been asking me what we're going to play. The question is, don't know. I think we're just going to carry on doing what we're doing. Dust will be switched off eventually, and we'll probably just rock back and forward in the chair a few times and, poke the PS3 with our foot a bit. And then we'll realise that it's probably all over and we need to find another game. I was linked to an interesting game called Angels Fall First. It's really, really, really alpha, like really alpha. So it needs a bit of work, but it has real elements of Dust and PlanetSide 2 and so on. So worth a look. It's on Steam for £10. It's really early days on it though, so don't expect it to be anything super duper wonderful. Okay, so just bear that in mind. But again, I'm going to give that a go. If you're playing, then come shout, hit me up. My Steam name is CEO Pyrex, all one word. So yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, Warframe is kind of taking my attention a bit. I haven't played it yet, but I am tempted to. There's just a million and one games, really. I think there's a lot going on in the kind of game space, and it really just comes down to what kind of games do you want to play. I've got to admit, I've got a little bit back into my kind of games like Fortress Craft and, Space Engineers and all that. I think these games I've always had a bit of an affinity for. I do enjoy them. I enjoy these kind of games where it's a little bit, I don't know, a bit of fun, bit of character, a bit unusual. So, post in the comments, tell me what you're playing. Very interested to know what you guys are playing. But I think generally Eve is calling to me as well. Tempted to have a go at Eve again. I know I'm going to regret that so badly, I know, but I'm tempted to sort of see what the game's become, kind of, you know what I mean? I'm just a little bit interested to see, what's going on. There is a pretty good deal at the moment as well, and I think it's something to do with, I think, returning players. Basically, you get 3 months for £20, which is it's better than it was. I think it used to be 30 quid for 3 months. I don't know, maybe it was more, actually. Now I think about it, I can't remember, but it was a long time ago, but I would just say that if you're going to play those kind of games, they will suck you in, and obviously you need a PC for that. I know it's a bit bleeding obvious, but yeah. But again, while Dust is still here, urging you to come play it, because it is pretty fun. This match, I mean, hopefully you can see the amount of officer gear being splashed about is wonderful. It's a bloody difficult game as well. Some really good players on their side. Not so good on our side. I think we're missing a few gangs again. So as you can see, we keep getting pushed off the point. We keep getting owned. But again, it's not necessarily that's the problem. It's more a case of, is there a fun game to be had? I must admit, I think I'm preferring the kind of well, rather, I'm not preferring open maps. I'm actually quite liking the closed maps at the moment. So anything which is a little bit kind of claustrophobic is good for me at the moment. I'm quite enjoying that. I've got to admit, I've enjoyed the R&D facility, if you know which one I'm on about there. That's pretty fun. Well, it is and it isn't. There's a few issues with that map. Lag's like balls for me. The lag is also an issue as well. I don't know if you've noticed this. Kaboom! I don't know if you've noticed this. Lag is a real issue at the moment. So I'm finding it just generally when I'm playing, we're playing people from all around the world now. So it's obviously The matchmaking is putting people just from whoever is available in the game, which again I understand, but the latency, if that's the right word, for us is shocking because Stefan and I were playing, in fact, it was the match just after this one, and we'd spawn in, and as we're spawning in, we'd be shot to death, and it's like, I didn't think that could happen. It was really weird. It was as if we were just sort of like waiting ages, and the players we were playing against seemed to have just full kind of 1 second drops on us every time. It could just be that they're a lot better than us, which I'm willing to admit is probably the case, because we are terrible at this game now, but I think that's probably because we never really play it, to be honest. I think this is it. This is the end. So, you know, I'm not going to worry too much if I'm good at Dust anymore. Or did I ever? No, I didn't really, did I? I just don't care, to be honest. So, you know, I think it's going to be a kind of sad few months, really, because this game is really, it's going to dwindle. And I'm calling it now, it's dwindling, which is a lovely word, dwindle. I think I do like that. And it's kind of like what you'd expect a 70s hippie to call their child, isn't it? Dwindle, come in. It's that sort of voice, you know what I mean? I think it's fucking crazy. Anyway, so the game seems to be dwindling, which is a bit of a shame. The matches take forever to get into as well. The only things we're playing is Dome. And it just looks as if no other map type or no other game types are actually available, which is a shame. There we go. It's such a sad time because I can't remember a time ever, in fact, where I played a game and I know it's going to be taken from me. Usually when I play a game, it's always available to me. Example here is if you go to a shop, you buy a cartridge or you buy a disc or you download something from Steam, chances are it's always going to be available to you. But this is an example, I guess, where the game will not be available to you. It will actually be switched off and you can't play it anymore. And that's probably one of the drawbacks with SaaS games, is that they can withdraw that service at their desire. You know, this is one of the issues, I suspect. Now, it could be because I've not played a massive amount of MMOs. I'm trying to think. PlanetSide 1 possibly was the only example that I could think of where I had an account, I played the game, but then the game disappeared. But to be honest with you, it was long after I stopped playing, so I didn't really notice it. Do you know what I mean? I think that is definitely... to me, it's interesting because it does feel very new. It doesn't feel like this has ever been a problem before. So post in the comments, tell me, was this what mag going was like? Was it just all of a sudden the servers weren't there anymore? It just feels a bit sad, doesn't it? It does feel a bit kind of bad times. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about a lot of it, because I think part of me is a little bit just kind of, you know, it's not sunk in yet. I'm still kind of just enjoying the game. I think when it's gone, I don't think I'm going to be massively upset about it. Like, I won't just sit there with a tear running down or rolling down my cheek with sad recorder music playing and then soft-spoken words saying, Dust, it finished too soon. That just won't happen. I'm not going to be that kind of person. I think, if anything, I'm excited to see what FanFest maybe brings, but I can probably bet you it will be a bit off yet. I think there'll be a way off yet before I think anything comes out. So I think we'll just have to see what's about, really, isn't it? You know, that's a strange feeling that, you know, it's like all of a sudden, can you imagine what would happen if they said, right, Minecraft is just going, it will be switched off and it will be uninstalled from your computers and it won't be used anymore. I know it's a bit of a strange, that's not really a direct comparison because obviously a lot more people play Minecraft, but it does feel kind of odd. Battlefield 2142, there you go, another one. Battlefield 2142 was an excellent game, and I remember playing that like crazy. And I think that's probably another good example where it did get switched off, and I do remember that, just vaguely remember that. And Quake Wars, for some reason I remember Quake Wars, I remember playing that as the Strog. Don't ask me, I don't even remember much about that game, to be honest with you. I did play it and I was, you know, moderately impressed with it, but I think after a while, I just remember it not being there anymore. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, I think those kind of games probably, I guess, they're different because there is a single player element to them. Even Titanfall, which is a bit of a weird one, I must admit, that apparently in Titanfall 2 there's going to be a single player campaign, thank God, so I'm really pleased about that. But again, I'm kind of curious to see if that really transcends into something, you know, really substantial. I don't know. I just think it's a strange world where your games effectively get taken from you. That is quite unusual. But there we go. You know, what can you say? Did this game ever have any more or less kind of players? Who knows? I don't think we can really say if they did or not, to be honest, can we? So I don't remember really Dust ever having a massive population. So it's just, I guess, a strange scenario that everything's kind of gone. There we go. Bit of a morbid one. Not trying to be morbid, I promise. I am relatively enjoying the end of the game. There is so much to do and actually have fun with, so I would just stress there's plenty here to still have fun with. Just go and put officer guns on your suits. Just go and, you know, use your best suits, use all your risk, just throw it all away. And then what you don't use, burn, and just have fun doing it, feeling that, you know, you're throwing away all that stuff. It's a unique situation, so I think you should enjoy it. So there we go. I don't really know any more than that. I think a lot of players generally seem to be taking it quite positively. That's a surprising thing for me. I honestly thought that there'd be riots when the game was terminated, if you like. But I just get the impression that probably quite a lot of people are just, of course, they've accepted this for some time, that it was coming. Do you know what I mean? I do honestly feel that. I think there has been this long acceptance that this game is probably going to go away. I don't know what you think. Do you agree with that? I certainly remember kind of thinking around, I don't know, this time last year actually, I remember thinking, I can't see it going on too much longer, because I think it was just not a great deal was really changing. I think the community certainly wasn't growing. I know a lot of people kind of were saying they were still playing, but I think a lot of players quit around this time last year as well. I think only really the hardcore have stuck about, and thank God they did, because I think if they hadn't, the game would have been switched off a long time ago. I think it would have probably not even made a year, let alone 3. So I think that has been probably one of the good things about the scenario so far. But anyway, there we go. Can't really say any more than that. I think my kind of plan now is to see what's available on Steam, see what's kind of coming. Doom 4 is coming. That looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to having a game of that. Battlefleet Gothic is out soon as well. I'm a big nerd from the Battlefleet Gothic days, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm actually looking forward to playing that game like you wouldn't believe. But I think, yeah, there's so much going on at the moment in terms of new games on the horizon that have that kind of appeal of this, you know, sort of game. I think, you know, if you're just willing to kind of transfer to the PC, but you're going to have to anyway. I think that is a done deal now. I know a lot of guys are playing World of Tanks. If you're interested in that, probably have a look at that. They're playing it on PS4. So if you have a PS4, you know, connect up with Schley and Jolly and Stephanie Almighty and just see what they're doing. I know Delboy is playing Halo on his own. He's playing Halo on his own on the Xbox One. So if you've got one of them, then you know, hit him up and go play that. But I think otherwise, you know, just enjoy Dust while it lasts. I think honestly, when it goes, I don't really see the point of having a PS3 anymore. So I'm probably going to give this back to Trouble as well. Not even that she used it. So it's a bit ironic, really. We have these technology solutions that we only really bought for Dust, and when that goes, there's just no point having them as well. Maybe we'll do something artistic. Maybe we'll give them away. I don't know. We'll see what happens. See what the winds of fate bring us. But I think at the moment, there is plenty of fun to be had. I mean, I've got to admit, it's pretty mad fights, as you can see here. Just, I mean, look at this. We're fighting to get the point. They need the point. We don't want them to get the point. Bang, 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 boom. This is just fun. I mean, they're really, I've got to admit, the games are good. Really good. And look at that, we won. I don't know if you've been following the counter as we've been going, but this was like an absolute not going to win this one, not at all. And somehow we pulled it round. So, you know, real testament to the team, and I think just fighting through it. So there we go. It's a sad time. I keep saying that, but I just, you know, I'm getting kind of like sad, I think. You know, as the map ends and we spin kind of blurrily around the very low pixel map, I do kind of think to myself, it is a shame this game is going. I do fear that it's going to be kind of forgotten very quickly as well, and I do hope that at FanFest we get a good sneak peek of what's coming. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.